The Bold and the Beautiful, Wednesday, August 27, 2025. The Bold and the Beautiful, the paternity bombshell looming over Luna. A twisted web of tests, lies, and war in the glitzy halls and dark corners of The Bold and the Beautiful. The question of Luna Nozawa's paternity has been a long simmering time bomb, but as new details emerge, all signs point to that bomb being armed and ready to explode. Fans and insiders alike are bracing for a massive twist that could shatter trust, burn alliances to the ground, and force every major player in Los Angeles to pick a side. At the center of it all is Luna, the young woman caught in a swirling vortex of secrets, suspicion, and sabotage. For months now, whispers have surrounded Luna's true lineage. The story should have been straightforward: a young woman raised by a mother with a complicated past, now trying to find her place in a powerful, glamorous, and dangerous family web. But nothing is ever simple in this world, especially not when it involves names like Bill Spencer, Lee Finnegan, and Sheila Carter. The chaos began with what should have been a definitive answer: the infamous dual paternity test sequence. A genetic examination intended to settle once and for all who Luna's biological father really is. The results were supposed to close the case. Instead, they opened 1,000 new questions. The first test was ordered, administered, and interpreted under suspicious circumstances. Chain of custody, compromised. Data integrity, questionable. And when a second test was conducted supposedly under more controlled conditions, there were still whispers, discrepancies, unusual timing, quiet conversations behind locked doors. Then came the accusations: someone tampered with the results. Someone changed the direction of truth. That's when speculation took over. Was Bill Spencer the real father, as many suspected? Did Poppy Nozawa, Luna's fiercely protective mother, hide the truth to protect herself? Or was Lee, her own sister, involved in steering the narrative away from the one man who could upend everything, Bill? And most dangerously of all was Sheila Carter, who always seems to lurk at the edges of chaos, pulling strings once again. Now the timeline is converging on a single, high-stakes event: the masquerade night, a charity gala, fashion party, and high society circus rolled into one. Beneath the glittering masks and perfect smiles, everyone will be playing a part. But behind the scenes, everything is threatening to fall apart. Rumors suggest that this is the night the truth about Luna's father could finally erupt. Whether it's a leaked test result, a confession from Poppy, or a reveal orchestrated by someone with nothing left to lose, the impact will be seismic. And the consequences? Devastating. Start with Bill. If it turns out he is Luna's father, and the truth has been kept from him all this time, it won't end with quiet heartbreak. It'll be war. Bill doesn't take betrayal lightly, especially when it's personal. The idea that Lee or Poppy manipulated medical results to keep his daughter from him will send him into a controlled, targeted rage. And if Sheila played any part, even by omission, the man who once tried to see the good in her may finally turn. Then there's Lee. The respected doctor, often the voice of reason, will face the fallout of any complicity. If she knowingly helped alter the paternity tests, if she forged documents or withheld data to protect her reputation or punish her sister, her credibility will be obliterated. Her relationship with Luna, one of the few she's tried to build honestly, will collapse. And her alliance with Bill, done. But the most dangerous player in this maze is Sheila. She's no longer on the run. She's no longer hiding in the shadows. She's been rehabilitating her image, slowly rebuilding bridges that were once incinerated. But this secret, this messy, manipulative backstory could blow all of that up. If she knew the truth about Luna and stayed silent, she loses everything she's clawed back. If she helped Poppy or Lee hide it, she becomes the villain again. And this time, she might not escape the consequences. Poppy herself is skating on the thinnest of ice. No matter what her reasons were: protection, fear, survival, hiding the truth about Luna's father will shatter her daughter's trust. Luna idolizes her mother. She believes in her. But finding out that her entire identity was shaped by a lie, that her father may have been in her life the whole time, just unaware, that changes everything. And if Luna feels used, betrayed, or manipulated, she won't stay silent. She demands answers. She lash out. And she might never forgive. And then there's Luna. Caught in the middle of a war she didn't start, she's the one who will lose the most. She's fought hard to build a place for herself professionally, personally, emotionally. A discovery like this could unravel her entire sense of self. Who she is, where she belongs, and who she can trust. Because this isn't just about paternity. It's about betrayal, control, power, legacy. If Bill really is her father, the implications ripple out in every direction. His sons become her half-brothers. Her position within the Spencer empire changes overnight. So does her claim to resources, influence, protection. Her connection to the Forrester family, already fraught with romantic entanglements, becomes even more complicated. And if someone tried to steal all of that from her by falsifying a test, there won't be forgiveness. There will be consequences. The alliances that have been quietly building behind closed doors, Bill, Lee, Sheila may not survive what's coming. Because the truth doesn't care who your friends are. It doesn't care about your reasons. Once it's out, it scorches everything in its path. And when it comes out at the masquerade, masks won't be the only things coming off. The network has remained tight-lipped, but teasers suggest that someone, possibly Deacon Sharp or even Thomas Forrester, may have access to the original test results. A flash drive, a sealed envelope, a forgotten record. All it takes is one person brave or reckless enough to drop the bomb. And from there, the damage writes itself. Expect explosions. Expect screaming. Expect betrayal. What happens after the reveal is anybody's guess. Will Bill try to take custody of Luna, even though she's grown? Will he try to drive a wedge between her and Poppy? Will he turn on Lee and finally rid himself of Sheila for good? Or will he double down, spinning the narrative in his favor, proving that he is the wronged one and everyone else deserves to pay? And what will Luna do? Will she embrace Bill? Push him away? Will she blame Poppy or Lee, or both? And what role will R.J. Forrester play in this, the boyfriend who may soon find himself tied to a Spencer by blood, or caught in the crossfire if Luna decides she can't trust anyone? The fallout will be nuclear. In The Bold and the Beautiful, truths don't stay buried. Lies don't last forever. And in a city built on image, legacy, and control, one DNA result could change the entire game. So buckle up. The masquerade won't just be a party. It'll be a battlefield. And by the time the masks come off, no one will be left standing untouched. Because this isn't just another twist. This is the twist. And when it hits, no one will be ready. Hope's breaking point, Liam's pursuit, Carter's elopement plan. And Deacon's discovery. The tension in Los Angeles reaches a boiling point on The Bold and the Beautiful as the episode, airing Wednesday, August 27, 2025, delivers a series of emotional detonations that reshape relationships and leave no character untouched. It's a day where secrets are whispered in shadows, kisses linger longer than they should, and truths threaten to shatter carefully built illusions. At the heart of it all is Hope Logan, pulled in two directions, crushed by the pressure of love, loyalty, and regret. This isn't just a romantic dilemma. It's an emotional crisis with consequences that could rewrite futures. Hope Logan is unraveling. The kiss from Liam Spencer wasn't just a slip. It wasn't innocent. It was a crack in the dam, the release of everything she's buried since she made the decision to commit to Carter Walton. That kiss pulled her back into something raw, unresolved, dangerous. And now she has to make a choice. She told Liam that she's serious about her engagement to Carter. She meant it, or at least she thought she did. But Liam's presence, the way he looks at her, the pain in his voice, it all reawakens a part of her she can't silence. And when she turns to her father, Deacon Sharp, for support, it's because she's finally reached a point where hiding isn't sustainable anymore. Hope tells Deacon everything. Every conflicted feeling, every regret, every moment she shared with Liam during his final days. Deacon listens. Not as a former criminal, not as someone with his own twisted past, but as a father. A man who's made every mistake and clawed his way back. And he sees the signs. Hope isn't confused, she's torn. There's a difference. She loves Carter for his stability, for his patience, for standing by her without question. But Liam is the fire she never extinguished. Even when he hurt her. Even when he walked away. That love didn't die. It just went quiet. Until now. And Liam. He's not backing down. Hope's refusal, her insistence that she's loyal to Carter, it doesn't stop him. If anything, it fuels him. He sees the way she looks at him. He knows she still feels something. And he's not above reminding her of what they had, what they still could have. Liam Spencer has made plenty of mistakes. But for once, he's clear. He wants Hope back. He's willing to fight for her. Even if it means facing Carter, his longtime friend and ally, across enemy lines. Carter, of course, is in the dark. To him, Hope's hesitation is just nerves. He believes in their connection. He believes in her. And after everything they've survived, the Forrester fallout, the corporate betrayal, the scandal, he sees their engagement as a light at the end of the chaos. So he makes a bold move. He asks Hope to elope. No wedding planning. No guest lists. No time to second guess. Just love, commitment, escape. But what he doesn't know is that Hope is on the verge of implosion. That kiss. That conversation with Liam. The feelings she can't shut off. All of it makes her sick with guilt. And now Carter wants to marry her immediately. She's trapped between two men, one offering her peace, the other igniting her soul. She stalls. She doesn't say no. She doesn't say yes. And Carter sees the hesitation. It plants the first seed of doubt. He doesn't press her, not yet. But he starts to wonder if the ghost of Liam is more than just a ghost. And that makes everything unstable. Meanwhile, Deacon's involvement deepens. After hearing Hope's confession, something clicks. There's more to this triangle than just conflicted feelings. Something doesn't sit right. The timelines. The suddenness of Liam's transformation. Deacon begins to dig. What he finds shocks him. He uncovers a detail that throws the entire narrative into question. It's not about Will Spencer. It's not about Luna Nozawa. It's about the timeline of Hope and Liam's renewed connection, and how that connection might not have been as organic as it seemed. A moment of manipulation, a twist of circumstance. Someone may have orchestrated more than just an emotional reunion. Deacon isn't the only one looking for answers. Sheila Carter-Sharp is watching from the sidelines, but not passively. She's struggling to regain control. Her attempts to get close to Luna have failed. Her grip on the situation is slipping. And her alliance with Lee Finnegan is unraveling after a critical misstep that could cost them both dearly. Something they did or failed to do now threatens to surface. And Sheila knows that if it does, redemption will be impossible. She confronts Lee. There's no pretense. No soft words. Just raw truth. They messed up. And now they have to fix it before someone else does. Because if Bill Spencer gets wind of what they're hiding, it's over. Sheila's frustration boils as she realizes her influence is weakening. Luna has questions. Poppy is acting strange. And Lee's silence is more dangerous than her honesty. Sheila wants control. But the cracks are spreading too fast to patch. And if she can't regain power through manipulation, she may resort to something darker. Hope, for her part, is collapsing under the pressure. She doesn't want to hurt Carter. She doesn't want to betray Liam. But she's running out of time to keep pretending she's okay. The kiss haunts her. The guilt eats away at her resolve. She tells herself that she chose Carter for a reason. He's good. He's kind. He's safe. But then she remembers Liam holding her hand when he thought he was dying. The way he looked at her like she was his only light. And the way it felt to be needed like that again. It wasn't manipulation. It wasn't nostalgia. It was real. And it's still with her. Liam keeps showing up. Quiet, subtle, but always there. He doesn't push too hard. He doesn't beg, but his presence is constant. And Carter notices. At first, he trusts Hope. Then he starts to notice the flickers in her expression. The way she tenses when Liam's name comes up. The way she avoids conversations about the future. And then he asks her again about the elopement. Her response is flat, hesitant, and he knows. Hope tries to explain. She says she's overwhelmed. She says she's just not ready. Carter nods, but inside, he's spiraling. He walks away from that conversation with a pit in his stomach. And for the first time, he wonders if he's about to lose everything. Deacon meets with Liam. He doesn't accuse. He doesn't warn. He just asks questions. And Liam, sensing something is off, doesn't lie. He tells Deacon that yes, he kissed Hope. Yes, he still loves her. And yes, he wants her back. Deacon takes it in, silently. And later, he tells Hope that no matter what she chooses, she can't run from the truth. Not anymore. As the episode reaches its final scenes, Hope stands alone in her bedroom, holding the engagement ring Carter gave her in one hand and an old photo of her and Liam in the other. She's shaking, torn. Silent tears fall as her phone buzzes with a message from Carter. Ready to run away with me. She doesn't answer. A second buzz follows. It's Liam. I'll be waiting. Outside, the Los Angeles sky darkens. Rain begins to fall. Thunder rumbles in the distance. A storm is coming not just in the weather, but in every storyline converging on this day. Love, betrayal, loyalty, redemption, and the haunting weight of unfinished business. Wednesday, August 27, 2025, is the day everything begins to break. Hope is no longer in control. Liam is no longer patient. Carter is no longer secure. And Deacon. He may be the only one who sees what's truly coming. Because sometimes the boldest thing you can do is face the truth. And in this world, the beautiful don't always survive it.